Hello, this is Crypto CJ. It's the trade of the day, Monday night Zoom edition, and I'm faceless tonight. So I guess you guys will just have to go with the logo. Some minor technical difficulties, but doesn't really affect the content of the Zoom call. So we'll go ahead and get started. Bitcoin did pretty well today. It bounced over 19K. It's been holding that. Let's go to the chart. Okay, you should be seeing my Bitcoin day chart.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you. And guys, we are in danger of Bitcoin good news. I mean, I looked at these headlines here, and those concerning Bitcoin are generally pretty positive. Bitcoin shows resilience and dollar-driven bloodbath. Why Bitcoin bulls might be ready to breach 20K. Is the bottom in? Bitcoin consolidates. Is huge move coming? Is there a Bitcoin rally in the making? Japan wants to go big on Bitcoin. That one not so good. Bitcoin's a better bet than the British pound. The pound is getting pounded. So anyway, I haven't seen more than one or two good headlines on this page in Bitcoin in quite a while. So it looks like a lot of people are praying, hoping, speculating, or trying to prove that the bottom is in and we're going up from here. Rectember is almost over, so that may have something to do with it. But anyway, I like the optimism. So plus I've got my my Ethereum short going, so maybe that has something to do with it. Those of you who've been with me for a while know my running joke on my Ethereum short. Whenever I short the market, it pumps. So we'll see what happens. Speaking of Ethereum, let's bounce over there. Look at their day chart. It has not really come down to the bottom of the range like Bitcoin has in its range. So it's hanging about 1250 and bouncing up over 1300 today. So generally a green day, though the UTC time just changed and it's dipped a little since then. But yeah, we've got a green candle here on the close on both Bitcoin and Ethereum. So I'm not sure if there's a whole lot we can glean from, one day, but any positive news I can find, I'm grasping to it. So any other comments, anything that you folks want to say about the market in general? Okay, well, let's see if we can find some trades then. It's Monday night. We've got the week ahead of us. Let's go to Altcoin Alert and we'll look at iCoin Pro in a bit. We'll start with the Altcoin Alert. And I'm on the altcoin radar setting. Easy mode is off. And I'm sorting by my AA score. I'm going to refresh this. And when I sort, I've got Curve, my highest, 79.2, is bullish, over 200 bullish coins. And what Altcoin Alert is telling us with that is there's in this case, 79.2% chance that Curve will increase 3% or more in the next 48 to 72 hours. So let's look at its chart. I was looking at it earlier. Go to the hour. It's due for recovery. It's not due. It hasn't done much lately. Dropped about 20% from say a week and a half ago, and just pretty much sideways since then. On the 5-minute, do we have something now? Not really. It's kind of squeezy towards the top of the Bollinger Band, and 1.5% between the Bollinger Bands. That's don't care for that. So let's looking at the price. Price alert option. Where can I set my alerts so I can get a decent entry on this? Got some support here at about 89 cents. Again, down here on 87. So these are potential areas of consolidation that could be entries. But as you know, one could arguably do this one too, right about here at 91 cents. So these are 3 potential areas of support I see on the 5-minute chart that could be entries if you don't want to mess with doing the the indicator alerts that I'm about to go through. So get rid of these for now and go to the 15-minute chart and look at our indicators. Got the MFI and the RSI here, MACD, and this TDFI I added last week for additional confluence. Where's it? Confluence. Confluence. Not sure. So a few different indicators I like to use for dip trading. I like divergence. Divergence is a disagreement between the price action and the indicator movement. So when we have bullish divergence, means the candle action is down, but the indicators are going up, vice versa for bearish divergence. And looking at the recent pass on the 15-minute chart for CRV, bullish divergence is done okay, usually for about a 1.5% move. On that one, this one, about the same, 1.2. Yeah, this one here dropped about 2% before coming up. Yeah, you'd have been in this most of the day, but 3% is pretty good day trade. So divergence did pretty well here. The MFI, where it dips into the oversold area and then comes back. That's another place I like to put alerts. This one here you would have gotten in about here. Looks like divergence was a better option than that. There's another one that dipped below the 20 and came back, but none of these did very well until we had that move, today. So this one's probably the best that I've seen. Well, yeah, that one you would have gotten in right about here. And yeah, not bad, like 2 to 3% on that one. And RSI, not quite as sensitive as the MFI. This is kind of interesting. The MFI took a big drop here, went well below the 20, and it still is below the over 20 and oversold, coming back up. And RSI is here in the mid range, so there is some duplication with these two. I'd say 60–70%, but they do diverge sometimes. This is an example of that. Okay. Another thing we've been talking about the last couple of weeks is, even though I prefer dip trading, when markets are towards the bottom of their zones like this, and you're not sure if it's going to keep dipping, other than what I showed you earlier, most of the economic news is bad. So maybe some trend trading may be in order. So I like this, wrong one. This chandelier exit. There's lots of trend indicators on TradingView, but this is the one I've used the most. Plus it's alert friendly, which I like. So on the 15-minute, there's a lot of chop here. This buy entry was pretty good. This one was pretty good. And something to consider if you're experienced in leverage trading, shorting and longing, you can look at your CRV info here on Altcoin Alert. You've got AA score telling you that in the next 48 to 72 hours, it should make a move, but you've got bearish on both the long-term sentiment, which is what people are talking about on Twitter, and bearish on the Elder Impulse Daily, which is a technical indicator, MACD, momentum, and combines some of those things. So there's some value in trading this both ways. It's a bit risky, but if you're experienced, you're comfortable doing it, you can set your alert, or you can set your alert on the chandelier exit. It's another thing I like about it. Direction change. So you can just keep trading these. This one would have been kind of choppy. but this short here would have done pretty well. 3%. This short here, 4.5%. This long, eventually 4%. So, and you can use some of these too as additional entry points if you want to ladder buy. So, I mean, the indicator is really designed to show you when to get out, but I like to use it to show me when to get in. Okay, any questions on CRV and chandelier exit and the other indicators?
Isn't MACD showing that it's on the way up?
Yeah, you can use that as,
Also?
yeah, that's sort of implied. That's a good point. I went through that kind of fast, but let's say on this buy alert here, I'll use a better one than that. Use this one here at 6 in the morning. It's right about when I get up. So we're looking for confluence agreement. So this alert goes off. We got the MFI trending up, RSI trending up. MACD hasn't. It's just about to cross, and the TDFI, which is a trend direction indicator, is also trending up. So yeah, I've got 4 indicators telling me that the trend is my friend at the moment, and so that's probably good enough for me to get in. Not investment advice, but these are what I'm using most recently to help me make those decisions. Is that what you were talking about, Annalena?
Right.
All right, cool. Anything else on these before we look for something else? Okay. And the next one, ADA just popped up. I was looking at AAVE earlier. So let's look at that one next since I have the chart up already. Okay, on the 1 hour, wasn't AAVE like $600 or something at one point? Yeah, I remember that. Wow, long time ago. Okay, glory days. Go back to the hour, mostly sideways chop, kind of like what we just saw with CRV. Drop 13%, gain most of it back, and then just, yeah, trading something like this, can be, this is where some of the trend indicators like the chandelier exit can be useful when you have this kind of setup. On the 5-minute at the moment, we're breaking through the top, the Bollinger Band, 2%. If we were in a bull market, I'd consider something like this, but we are not, so I won't. So again, I see 3 areas of support. If you want to do a price alert, 75.1, 73.7, 72.8 right here. So these are potential price alerts if you want to go that route. On the indicators on the 15-minute chart, divergence, bullish divergence, 2.5%, not bad. This one dropped that much and then came back 1.4. Stayed in longer, could have got 2.4, so not bad. The MFI alert coincides with the divergence alert here. This one didn't quite cross. This one did, but went sideways and then down, crossed again. So yeah, it just mimicked this. RSI pretty similar to the MFI. So again, this is another one you can trade both ways if you're so inclined, because we have data. Well, we have neutral on long-term sentiment, bearish on the elder impulse daily. So even though we have a good AA score, it may take a day or two before it kicks in. If it does, 78% isn't 100%. So let's see what else, what other options we have. So if you don't want to go with divergence, you want to do the trend. Chandelier exit looks like it's had some nice recoveries on the 15-minute chart. Yeah, this sell entry here. So you have the MFI towards the bottom of the channel trending down. Same with the RSI. MACD is crossed over on the downside, and the trend direction is in our favor. So, but of course it goes up first before it drops. 2%, not bad. I mean, if you're trading leverage, you're probably going to be at least 2x anyway, maybe 5x or 10. So a 2% move is really good with that kind of approach. If you trade both directions, you take this buy, 2% on the way up. Really good move on the way down here. Wish I was up at 2:45 in the morning to do it, but I was not. So yeah, almost a 5% move in 15 hours. We love that. It's day traders. And you see some similar moves here towards the end of this channel. Okay. Yeah, not bad for AAVE. Any questions on AAVE? Okay, let's do a different sort on Altcoin Alert. We sorted by the AA score. I also like to sort by either the long-term sentiment or the elder impulse daily, whichever one has the fewest bullish signals. And looks like it's the elder impulse, so I'll sort by that. So I'm going to look for some of these to match. If the technical data and the sentiment, what people are talking about, match up, that's worthy of further investigation. Got quant here on that's bullish on both. I do like this token. I don't think it has a leverage option, but I've traded it on Coinbase Pro a couple times, and Coin Metro as well. So let's check out QNT. That's right, it's not in this list. Okay, on the 1 hour, back over 120. This one's had a better year than most. I mean, it went way over, up to like 300 or 400, which was ridiculous about a year ago. I remember trying to buy this in the 50s, 50, 55, something like that last spring. Didn't get it, dadgummit. Okay, so on the hour, it's been up since the 13th, last, about 2 weeks, 26%. At the moment, kind of choppy, but trending up. That would have been a good dip sequence there. Get a little bit of squeeze and it bubbles out. 1, 2, 3. It's a 5 dipper though. So you get in right about here. Yeah, pretty good. But at the moment, it's at the top of the Bollinger Band, and yeah, 2% between the two, pretty squeezy. So not real good. Not Well, there's one area that looks pretty good for support. Say right about here. Let's say right around 117. So what I think of as a clump of candles here, 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 and sort of here. So that would be one potential alert, and another one right about here at say 113.70. Those are potential price alerts. On the indicators, divergence, if we want a dip trade, it's mostly gone sideways. 2% there, and not bad. 4% there, 3% there, 3% there. Pretty good, actually. And the MFI, about the same entry as that momentum divergence. And this would have been a really good one here. The divergence did not pick up. So you would have gotten this alert, 3 to 4% on that one. Good stuff. So if you want to do the MFI alert, right click here, crossing up, and 20 is the oversold area generally. Once per bar close, and AA score purchase. I think I'll go ahead and create that one. Okay, you do something similar on the RSI, though it's not, hasn't been as sensitive. It did catch the same one that I just saw there. That's the only one it caught. Where the MFI would have had you in this slow trending up, where the RSI would not have. So the MFI seems to be a little more sensitive than the RSI, so I've been using that more. If you want to go with chandelier exit, kind of choppy here on the buys and sells. That's a really good one there, back on the 23rd. The rest of these were pretty choppy. This one was pretty good. I don't think we can short this. I don't think it's on such an exchange. Spy would have been okay. Yeah, a lot of 2 to 3% options here, but we like those. We like piling those up. All right, any questions on quant? Let's see, we're about 25 minutes. Let's go ahead and if there's nothing else on Altcoin Alert, we'll go ahead and move to iCoin Pro. Very well. Okay, this is iCoin Pro, the home of the 1, 2, 3 dip training that most of you receive from me via email. This is a very conservative day trading approach. They have the micro profit system where they try to pile up 1 and 2% wins. It's a really good way to get started, which is why I send you folks that information. There's 2 tools that paying members have that I like to use: the Buddy Coin Crawler and the Rsi Spy. I should look at the Rsi Spy first. And you saw the RSI on my chart earlier. This will gather all coins and tell me what is either overbought or oversold on the 1 hour chart. So these are when they're oversold, when they're overbought, over 70 on the RSI, then those are potential short options. When they're oversold, 30 and below, those are potential, dip trades. So I'm going to sort by lowest score first, and none of these are below 30 at the moment. So, and the ones that are Bitcoin pairs. Then there's some of these fan tokens that Binance has for soccer teams. And I don't trade those. So by the time I get to a USDT pair that I actually recognize, it's BTT, scores all the way up to 44.5, 0.75. That's almost halfway up. That doesn't interest me. So I'm not seeing any potential longs here at all with the RSI Spy. This is a really good one to look at when there's been a dip, when Bitcoin's had a dip. It'll tell you what coins have been hit hard by that. So another option is to sort this and you get value 70 or over to short. So these are all coins I've looked at before to potentially short. So maybe we could look at a short. We haven't looked at one yet. Let's look at IOTA. Yeah, that's on Bybit. It is shortable. Okay. On the hour, there's some danger in trying to short something that's pumping, and this seems to be pumping. Last few days, it's up, 26%. So be cautious if you want to short something like this. 5 minute, yeah, it's up here. Instead of a 1, 2, 3 dip, we're looking for a 1, 2, 3 pump. We kind of got that here. We got and you can go Alt I believe, on your, yeah, and it'll flip it. So it's inverting this chart right now, so it looks like kind of like a 1, 2, 3 dip. 1, 2, 3. So this could be something ready to short. I might want to make sure it goes above this first. Starts to come back. To be candid, I probably wouldn't do this. I've been burned too many times in shorting pumping coins. So another option is to go into our 15-minute chart and wait till we get a trend in our direction. This is where the chandelier exit does come in handy. Wait till you get a sell on this and then jump in. I'll probably handle it that way. There was a decent sell here. Yeah, did drop about 4%, took a day. Obviously got a really good long here. We're looking for shorts at the moment. You can see on the MFI, it's in the overbought area, but it hasn't crossed over yet. You could put an alert here. Add an alert, crossing 80, crossing down once per bar close, and your information source. I'd probably go with the chandelier exit on this. But you could go with divergence. That's the wrong one. But what'll happen is as this goes up, this divergence thing will, if it keeps going up, we'll keep moving. It'll repaint, which is kind of annoying, but yeah, so I think I like the trend indicator, the chandelier exit on this one. Okay, any questions on this potential short? All right, let's go over to the Buddy coin crawler. And I have two sorts here that I like. This is the average low to the SMA. So it's a 24-hour low to the SMA line, which is the kind of pink red line you see on my charts that runs between the Bollinger Bands, simple moving average. And in the bull market, I was looking for 5% or higher. Now that we're in a bear market, like 3.5 is usually sufficient. This one's kind of interesting. Terra Classic, LUNC, is almost 0.03 cents. But I'm not going to trade that. Got good volume though. Interesting. Yeah, I don't really see anything here. INJ, this one, this has decent volume. 3.86, kind of borderline, but let's check it out. So that drop-down menu will take you to the wrong token. That's not what I want. Let's try that again. There we go. So that drop-down menu will take you to the most recent chart you've opened, but on the coin that you've selected and the 5-minute time frame. So on the 1 hour on this one, a decent move up in the last week, 40%. Gave it back, went back up, could bounce back up again. Interesting. The 5 minutes, we had a bubble on the top of the Bollinger Band, then a pretty hard drop. Maybe starting to go into a dip sequence. Not sure. We're really close to the first area of resistance. A second area right about here for a price alert. It's probably where I'd be looking. 169. So that would be one place to get in. On the indicator alerts, divergence. Bullish has done pretty well, but you would expect that with some of the price action we just saw on the 1 hour chart. 9% here, that's awesome. Almost 5% here. 5% there, good stuff. So all those divergences did really well. The MFI drop, same result, similar to that one. This one just missed, going down to the 20, as did this one, but that's okay. This one hit actually even better than the divergence did. We got this move, 5%. Same thing here. Yeah, that did just dip down. So your MFI entries are a little bit better than the divergence. So I think that's the one to go with. And the RSI only had one entry in that scenario. So crossing up 20 once per bar close. Buddy coin crawler. All right. Or you can go with this chandelier exit or do both. Let's say your alert goes off here and you want to wait for more confluence. MACD hasn't crossed yet. So you set an alert here as your confirmation alert, and that goes off right about here. And everything's going in your favor. So 5%, good stuff. So that's where you can use, I have used a chandelier exit before as confirmation of a dip trade when I wasn't entirely confident that the market is going my way. I mean, it's not perfect, but it's way better than nothing. Okay. And looks like the chandelier did really well on this in both directions. So with the markets that's been ranging lately, this approach can be useful. About 2% there, about 2% there. You're picking up twos. And something else I've been doing recently I mean, most of my day trading career, for lack of a better word, I would set my take profit, based on retraces, and I've talked about that many times, and then just exited. But what I've been doing lately is setting an alert on where I would usually set that take profit, and then either putting a stop loss in profit, or using I do most of my leverage trading on Bybit. They have a really easy to use trailing stop, so I've been using that a little bit. I usually get stopped out, but sometimes it does make a move in my favor. So, for example, had I gotten in on this buy, maybe hit 2% and then move a stop loss at say 0.5%. That way it's a risk-free trade, and let it go up a little bit. And maybe when it hits my target, which is probably going to be around 3%, go ahead and put a trailing stop loss in right about here, maybe like 10 cents or 20 cents or something like that. And, it rides all the way up, pick up a few more percent, probably get stopped out here on this move down. But, that's good stuff. You can pick up more with, little to no risk. Okay, any questions on INJ? All right, I'm at about 40 minutes, so this is where I usually like to wrap it up. Are there any questions about Altcoin Alert, Icoin Pro, day trading, or anything else crypto related you folks want to discuss? Wow, not even Craig?
No, nothing from me.
Not even Oliver?
Been out of the scene for a while.
All right.
Trying to get back in.
All right, I hear that. So, well, I will wrap it up here. If you're watching on the recording, thanks for doing that. Hope to have you live next time. Please check out the opportunities in the comments below. They help fund the channel. And if you're in Carbon, please stick around. We'll start that Zoom shortly. See you next time.
Cheers, CJ.
Thanks, CJ.